The cannabis and IQ studies are real. Here's what they actually measured, and the four confounding variables the headlines almost never mention. The claim that cannabis lowers IQ is one of the most persistent in cannabis science, and it's based on real research that is more complicated than most coverage admits. The most cited study is the Dunedin cohort study, published in PNAS in 2012, which followed over 1,000 people from birth to age 38. It found that heavy adolescent cannabis users who became dependent showed an average IQ decline of 8 points by age 38 compared to their childhood baseline. This is a real finding from a rigorous long-term study, and it deserves serious attention. Here is what the headlines consistently leave out. Confounding variable 1, age of onset. The IQ association in the Dunedin data was concentrated in adolescent-onset cannabis use. Adult-onset users in the same study showed no significant IQ decline. The adolescent brain, particularly the prefrontal cortex, which continues developing until approximately age 25, appears to be genuinely more vulnerable to cannabis-related cognitive effects than the adult brain. Confounding variable 2, dependence, not use. The Dunedin study specifically examined cannabis-dependent users, people meeting clinical criteria for cannabis use disorder. Casual or moderate adult users were not the population showing IQ decline. The distinction between dependent heavy use and general cannabis use is critical and consistently collapsed in headline coverage. Confounding variable 3, a 2014 reanalysis of the Dunedin data by Rogeberg, published in PNAS, found that when socioeconomic factors were adequately controlled for, the IQ difference was no longer statistically significant. Rogeberg argued that socioeconomic changes over the study period, not cannabis use, could account for the observed differences. The original authors disputed this reanalysis. The scientific debate is genuinely unresolved. Confounding variable 4, the direction of causation is not established. People with lower cognitive trajectories may be more likely to develop heavy cannabis dependence, not the other way around. Establishing causation from an observational cohort study is fundamentally difficult. The honest picture, adolescent heavy dependent cannabis use is associated with negative cognitive outcomes in the best longitudinal research. Adult moderate use shows no comparable signal. The mechanism and causation are genuinely uncertain. The headlines consistently strip all of this context. Follow Terpchild. The honest answer is usually more complicated than the headline. No hype, just what the research actually shows.